memories than us, um, more likely to identify with the emotional nuances and details of a story, making it easier for them to remember. They also have better verbal memories than men. And the last one, you'd be surprised, women have more endurance. They tend to have more physical endurance than men due to higher levels of slow twitch muscle fibers. They have a greater lung capacity than men, which helps them when doing activities that require a lot of oxygen intake. But I guess the serious point about all those is it is true. It is the biological, physiological differences between us and women. And you would say, if aliens came and looked at us all, they'd say, well, clearly the female is the superior part of the race. So I'm serious in saying that. In those ways, in I don't know, in emotional ways, in the way the brain operates and their physical characteristics make them a superior part, if that's the way to put it, it's probably not the word, of the species, which I find quite interesting that evolution has done that. Maybe it's to balance the generally greater physical strength of the male against the woman. Maybe the women have got I don't know, the greater of the non-physical side of things. It's difficult for us to know, but it does seem that they have a lot of pluses when it comes to their physiology. But let's try and think about disadvantages of being a woman. Now, this could put the cat amongst the pigeons, cuz, so we've got to be a bit careful here. What do you think about this? And these are questions put to groups of women, quite statistically relevant groups of women. First one, they said, we can't stand and pee everywhere like men. Now, what do you think about that?
That's not a disadvantage.
It is or it isn't? It is.
It isn't. It isn't a disadvantage. Well, I don't consider it a disadvantage, actually.
Well, have you ever been to a concert or anything really, a theatre, cinema, and at the interval, people pile out to the toilets? Surely you must have noticed the women's queue goes right the way back.
Yeah,
the men's, although they seem to be getting longer lately as well, the men's, but they're generally much shorter. So I think that's what they mean. We can't just stand and pee like men do. Having said that, there are nowadays in various places, I gather, they have female urinals as well. Because some women claim that, and I'm sure they can stand up and have a wee. So that maybe, again, technology might change to enable that and perhaps get rid of some of the queues that women endure at concerts, cinemas, theatres, and everything else. So it is a possibility, I think, isn't it? But I guess we might genuinely say, consider that a disadvantage, that they can't just go and stand against the wall or whatever and pee. So that's got to be. What about this one? They say we can't go topless on the beach. What do you make of that?
Oh. that shouldn't be a disadvantage.
Left you speechless, didn't it?
That shouldn't be a disadvantage to men. I'm sure most men would like it.
That's not the point of the thing, is it? No, I think what it probably specifically means, again, a bit like the toilets, it probably means that, well, men can go to the beach or anywhere like that, take their top off. We can't just do that. But in a way, that's the nature of the thing, isn't it? If they really want to go topless on the beach, there are beaches in this country, but more in Europe, where you can. You have nude beaches. So it's not physically impossible or unacceptable in society. Physically impossible or unacceptable in society to do that, but I think it's more about the ease with which on a very hot day, if you're on the beach somewhere, you can just sort of strip off to your underwear. But so that in a way could be a disadvantage to them. we
Well,
can't go on a world tour alone, or perhaps we can't go on holiday alone. Is that a disadvantage for women?
um, it's not actually because there's there's been awareness and it's been welcomed by both male and female over the years. That is made it it's making it safer for women now. In most places, most parts of the world. I mean, you still have to be careful, don't you? And men have to be careful sometimes as well because you're more likely to be picked on by somebody that wants a fight than with a woman.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
a man is out for trouble, they're less likely to pick on a woman to beat up or to fight with. It's a man.
mm,
But I we really welcome all the campaigns against being women's safety. Let's put it that way.
yeah. Of course, yeah,
Yeah, against women's safety because you know we all have women that we love, be it our sister, our mother, the list is endless. So we welcome it as men, but there's still a long way to go. There's still a long way
yeah,
to go with that. But I think most men are waking up to the fact that it's not okay. It's not
mm,
okay, and I'm not saying it's not okay to attack women. Or I'm saying it's not okay to even make them feel threatened in any way.
of
If you
course,
see
yeah,
if
yeah,
you see a woman on her own at night, no matter how attractive she is, don't look. Just do not look because that look alone could send
mm,
some fear. So just don't look. Just leave it and just walk on. And I think
mm,
that's something that we men need to educate ourselves about. We need to educate ourselves that women feel vulnerable, and we need to do more to make them feel
yeah, yeah,
less less vulnerable. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So yeah. Shockingly, that fact still holds true, where
mm,
women say they can't travel on their own because all right, so you may understand the area where you live, but then when you leave that area to then